Welcome back. Well, joining us now is WFISD Superintendent Dr. Donnie Lee to talk all things WFISD. So, Dr. Lee, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, of course.
All right, so Dr. Lee, we're going to get to several different topics today, but let's start first with a rattlesnake issue that we have heard about. So there have been some rattlesnakes specifically that we've heard about around Memorial.
Sure.
So how many kind of have been trapped? How is the district looking to kind of tackle the issue?
So there have all been at Memorial High School. So when our high school was built, it was built in the middle of this huge area of wooded area with a lot of waterways. And what we've later found out is it was historically known for having snakes, specifically rattlesnakes. And we had heard that through year one of the construction and didn't see any until then, until we got it completely built. But since that time, we've been open for 1 year and 2 months, and we've killed 11 rattlesnakes. And so I brought it to the board's attention this year because we've already found 2. We found 1 in the batting cage, and then we found just 1 last week on the football field at Memorial High School right by the lights. And so we didn't want it to be something where kids or parents, stakeholders go to a game. They're walking around the parking lot, which is where we found a couple of them. We run them over. So we're putting up signs. We're getting information out to our students and our staff like, this is unusual. May not really, this may not be an announcement you generally hear in schools, but we have killed a lot of rattlesnakes. And the last thing we want to happen is you're out at the Memorial Stadium, or at Memorial Field, not actually Memorial Stadium, but Memorial High School field, and you're not looking where you're going, and there ends up being a snake there because it's impossible to just get rid of them because it's still in the middle of in the middle of the woods, basically.
Right. And hey, always be on the lookout because we sit on similar land too because we're not far from that. Look out for the scorpions too.
Okay.
We found one in the studio yesterday.
We did. It was a dead scorpion.
So be on the lookout for those
too. We're putting up signs so as parents or kids may see literally a triangle rattlesnake signs, and it's just, hey, it's a warning. Look where you're going. Don't grab something and lift something up. Just basic things like that.
For sure. All right, switching gears now. We're going to talk a little bit about the North Texas Football League. We've been talking with reps from them. They say they have around 700 kids who are registered with them, and they are doing football and cheer, and they don't have anywhere to practice or play. Do you envision maybe a partnership with them soon so maybe they can acquire that kind of time on your fields?
Well, yes, with conditions. And so there's a couple things that, first of all, we know that those 700 kids are Wichita kids. They want to play, they want to play football. They're in the falls. And so first of all, we acknowledge that and want to be good partners and good neighbors. However, in order to use our facilities, there's a couple things that need to take place. One, that league would need to be insured. 2, we would want to make sure that every single one of those adults had a criminal background check. 3, we would want some rules and regulations around the league, for example, weight limits, age limits, so on and so forth. They'd have to rent our facilities and ensure that there was security on the fields, that there was perimeters put up so fans can't get onto the field. So in other words, safety mechanisms. As of today, those standards have not been met by the league to us, and until they are, specifically the criminal background checks and all those things I just mentioned, we will not be permitting that league on our fields.
How long ago did y'all start that conversation, or did whoever approached the other, when did that conversation initially begin?
A week ago.
Okay, so recently.
Yes, very recently, and so they may have not had time to collect all of that and maybe get criminal background checks for that league, but we want every single kid to be safe and ensure that they're being coached by someone who has criminal background checks.
All right, and that could take just a little bit of time, just knowing how that kind of plays out normally for people.
That's right. We want the same standards of safety that we require for our adults for the youth. And if those conditions are met, we've been in dialogue with them. We will go into an exchange with them, a partnership with them. It may not be for 25, 26, depending on the timeline on this, because, I mean, the time is here and it's now. But if not now, we did express that we'd be having an interest in 26, 27. Those are our kids, Wichita Falls kids, that'll be playing for our schools or the surrounding areas soon. So we want them to have fun, enjoy it, but be safe.
For sure.
So we're in the middle of the school year at this point, or well, maybe not quite.
5
The
to
middle.
10.
He probably feels like it is the middle of the school year.
Yeah, it feels like it's been going on for a while.
Sure.
We're getting into middle of September, almost to October already. So, so how has the year been going, and what are some of the priorities that y'all are looking to address as we get further into the year?
So we've had a good start to the year. We always start with routines and procedures just to make sure that we set a good foundation, especially at the elementary levels, that all those things that you know, how do you get in line? How do you enter the classroom? How do you leave the classroom? Those basic things that you would think they're just real easy, you have to be taught. And so we've been doing a lot of that at the elementary level that first week. At the middle school, same way in high schools, but the big thing, the big change has been cell phones. And so they can't have their cell phones. So that was a big adjustment for a lot of students the first week. But after that, you see kids actually talking to each other and enjoying each other's company, playing games at lunch. So that part's been good. Then moving forward, there's been a very intentional focus on academic improvement at Wichita Falls ISD. We've got Amplify curriculum, systematically, vertically aligned all the way through. That is for our reading. And then we've got Bluebonnet math curriculum that we've been working on. So we've got a good structured curriculum. We structured our personnel to have the right people on the bus and the right seats going in the right direction. And we've also got a great partnership with Third Future for Hershey.
That's
so
awesome.
we know that we're headed in the right direction. We're turning that battleship nice and easy. And we feel like we're in a great, successful plan for a successful 25-26 school year.
We love to hear that.
Yeah.
And finally, we're running out of time, so we would love to quickly touch on this. The district received a superior achievement grade from FIRST, also known as the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. It went from an 86 to a 96 from last year's. So what is your reaction to that?
You know, we're excited about that. It's a testament that we're being good stewards with taxpayers' money, that we're being very cautious on how we spend the money, what we spend the money on, that we're building up reserves in case of any emergencies. And it's just a testament to our district and basically a beacon to the community that we're in good hands financially.
All right, perfect. Happy to hear it.
Thank you.
Dr. Lee, thank you so much for your time this evening. We appreciate it, of course.